Well, hello everybody. It's Habbage, and just kicking things off today. Let's get these stream views up. All right, looks good there. Reposition the window here. Ooh, maybe Twitch. What are you doing to me, Twitch? I'll just reload it. Channel. And last but not least, game window. All right, are we set? Let us let's give ourselves a whirl here. So it is nighttime, and that's fine because I want to spend most of the day uh, out at sea. We'll show off a little bit of what we've got. This is the cabin, and I think when I turned off the cameras yesterday, after the very short-lived, I don't know, Singing Spring Sparrow, I think, was the very short-lived world. Had a cool hilltop base, and I walked up out after sleeping through the night. Creeper came out of the trees. I didn't see it. Had my head in the chest, and boom, gone before we knew it. For anybody who didn't see the previous VOD, I did go ahead and kick that over to YouTube today, and it has two death worlds, which I know folks tend to get excited about. So enjoy those for your viewing pleasure. And yeah, our previous world went down in a dragon fight that I did not handle well at all. So this is actually my second stairway going down into the depths. We were gifted a little bit here with some nice sky accessed caves that just come out of our world a little bit. Now, I've been doing some work down here, lit things up a little bit. This goes down and on, and I haven't even really scratched the surface yet. I went back down around there, got down into lush caverns. They seem to be everywhere. They are beneath my other stairway, which starts in the hillside dugout, which you guys may have seen, and it comes down this way. Now, I didn't join those up specifically. I don't know how close they are. Excuse me, waiting on the coffee to kick in. My day is already all jacked up. Intentionally, I'm doing it to myself this time. It's all part of a uh, crazy plan to go watch Colorado Buffaloes play in their NAT game tonight, which just happens to be a start time of 9 p.m. Mountain Time. So that's 11 p.m. local time for the home, for the home, for the visiting Saint Bonnie. What are the Saint Bonaventure? Are they like the Owls? I don't think that's right. I don't know what Saint. I guess I'll find out tonight. Um, but already, it's I think it's going to be a big old party. I have the flexibility to not, a lot of my fellow season ticket holders and everybody are like, yeah, no, starting at 9 on a work night with kids and all that kind of stuff. They're kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna skip that one, and totally understandable. In other circumstances, I'd be in the same boat, but I have the flexibility, so I stayed up late last night. I was watching the Twitch Riff Tracks channel, um, which it's pretty limited, and very different from the content that you get on the. So this is probably back beyond our little base. That was the edge of the water, and I said, "Oh, that's good access." So now maybe we can clean that up a little bit. Um, I don't think anything is gonna drop on my head from out there. Be a shame if I lost this world just as I turned it on. So I was like, "Oh, I've finally gotten to the point where you guys would enjoy some of this content. Let's do it." Um, but yeah, anyway, um, stayed up till I don't even know, like 1 o'clock in the morning. For me, ridiculously late. For some of you guys, are probably like, "Oh, dude, it's just party time." I remember those days. Someday you will too. But anyway, stayed up late, slept late, so I'm hopefully not falling asleep up there tonight. And just as I was sending out the tweet for the start of this stream, I saw they sent out the thing, and I'm so happy. I actually texted all my friends that aren't going. I was like, "Oh, you guys are missing out. They've got frisbee dogs at halftime. My absolute favorite halftime entertainment that there could be. Frisbee dogs are the best. It should just be automatic. Halftime at every basketball game for any level of the sport is frisbee dogs. There's, I'm sure, enough people out there that have trained up their dogs to catch frisbees while running around on a parquet floor that could make that happen for me. Um, I don't know. I don't have kids, and I was a kid. I know, ooh, scary thunder. I had parents go and support me. I was in band and orchestra and choir, I guess. Some theater stuff as a kid. Did a lot of that various stuff, and certainly had that support. And I'm sure it was cringy for them to go do it, but I really do support the arts and kids getting that exposure. And when you're a part of something and working hard, learning stuff, no matter your age, it's cool to get that positive reinforcement. That being said, when the big halftime is like, I don't know, like the stuff that I kind of go with is like recital stuff. I don't know. Maybe this is too edgy because I've traveled to Iowa to watch my niece in dance. Kind of their show, or I don't know if it's so much a recital as it's definitely not competitive at that level. It's kind of the area dance companies showing what they've all worked on, and some of those teams are competitive, but others are much younger. And so yeah, I'm totally in support of those kinds of activities and recognize that they are incredible productions and that the people involved in them put tons of time in. That being said, when it's halftime at a college basketball game, it's like, yay! And now we get to watch the second grade choir at so and so elementary try to sing their favorite songs or whatever. Just kind of feels like a all right, and I'm not necessarily a big fan of youth choirs. Youth choirs that are just kind of they're so cute, only their parents could love them kind of stuff. Like when it gets up to a talented, again, sketchy ground here. When it's a choir that is not just singing for the participation, but is actually like, getting feedback from their choir instructor and like knowing what that means, that kind of distinction, if that's fair. Because I've been in choir. I know when I was really little, it's just like, hey, all right, now everybody stand, don't fidget, stand up. I'm gonna be kneeling right in front of you, and you just watch me, and I'll help you remember the words, right? And Billy, stop picking your nose, that kind of stuff. I'm not a big fan of those groups doing the national anthem um, in in anything. I understand it's they all sing it at the beginning of their School days, I think I honestly I don't know. We used to sing the Star Spangled Banner and say the pledge every day in school. I think maybe nowadays that's not done in public schools, which is I think kind of a shame. Um, but that's our world. Um, so I get it, right? It's a song they know. It's also a very difficult anthem to sing and sing well, and that's where it gets a little tough, especially at a university that has an arts department and some of the has strong choirs of their own. Like we're paying not insignificantly. It's not as ridiculous as football tickets, but we're paying significantly for an entertainment experience. And in house, you have at their collegiate level, so they're obviously well at least they weren't professional. I don't know if NIL stuff or whatever it is applies to the arts in college, but certainly you would think at a major university with a number of different a cappella and small choir, large choir groups all performing and being active, they could rotate through the group for the Spurs Spangled Banner, and they've got a band there all the time too. They can play it some. So I'm super excited though for frisbee dogs, and I guess there's other people who are like, dude, their dogs running around catching frisbees or trying to. It's not that cool. I think it's hilarious. They have to wear little booties because they slide all over the floor, and they're awesome leaping around and catching them. So I don't know. I'm a dog guy, but in my book, he just I guess you book the frisbee dog people every game of the year, and I would be I would never leave my seat. Like bathroom, I don't need that. I'm here. So that's our reward. And they were also like they're just trying to make it a party, right? It's kind of that you're not going to NCAA tournaments, so this is a unexpected kind of. It was pretty expected going into it this year that we'd get an NIT bid and a home game out of it. Um, just that was kind of the way our season was setting up. So it's cloudy. I think we'll just kind of work this down a little bit here. It's not finished yet, but I would like to make easier access now that I've done quite a bit in securing this area at the bottom of the stairs. Right, we'll throw an extra torch down. Um, when I was first cutting this down the other way, you can see I was kind of carefully putting up banisters because there were a number of creepers and skeletons. It was very scary, very scary. And I did wood stairs there where I was kind of transitioning out of the house, and I think I'll switch that to stone, but I don't know if I want to do the cobble in this one. I've already done that over in the other staircase, so yeah, it's coming along, and we got more iron there. I've pulled out quite a bit just from those caves. Kind of nice to have coal stacking up. While I've got quite a bit of iron at the moment, I just cooked all that and had just made my first excess stacks of torches. So kind of a new feeling. All right, while it's still rainy, let's dump this stuff and then we'll go see the animals. Grab some feed. And as I described in the house and my plans, I did go ahead and make so I've got three entrances. I use this one a lot. That's where the fields are and where the boat is currently parked. This one, I mean, it kind of goes down here. Remember, the swamp and our spawn is back over that hill, and just kind of the swampy low coast over there. This big hill that opens up, and we've got the little ravine that we just looked up with the big waterfall there. So yeah, roofing. I'm kind of thinking deep slate for this roof. So we need a little bit of time here. I haven't figured out how much more of the landscaping I want to do. I think maybe this tree's gonna go, and we'll do a little bit more of a pathway out here. But I've kind of terraced off. There was a bit of a valley in between here and just some low hills. I kind of ended up filling up to that level um, to put in the cows and some sheep, mainly for food. And I'm kind of thinking these guys may get switched out to chickens eventually. But for right now, there were more of those, so they're actually my better food supply at the moment. While we get the cow herd coming in, cows are close. Pretty soon we'll have a big enough herd where we can start getting some steaks. And these guys I just thinned down last time I was through here. That's where I have a couple of these muttons, 15. So that's a good enough start for our early exploration, I think. I wouldn't have minded. I guess we'll see what the weather does here. Let's go ahead and take out this tree. Let's take these leaves that are touching. And the good news is, with all that iron, I can finally fully switch to iron tools. I think we'll have to keep after it because I don't yet have an iron ore vein or a mountain. Obviously, we haven't found one of those yet, where we just have a massive source of iron. So we'll keep plugging away at that. Food here, getting used to the chest positions. All right, so these two down to basically nothing. This one is just a spare. Let's make two more before we head out. And so far, I haven't found anything. Let's just go ahead and do this. We might lose a little bit of repairability, but it's all right. I haven't found anything like spawners or super eye-popping stuff down in the lush caverns. I did find one of those flowers. I'm still not sure what I have to do to get that, or if I can move it to use it for decorating. And honestly, I wouldn't be exactly sure where I have to go to get back to it. Let's go down and just see the fields. I just worked on these a little bit this rainy day. I was kind of waiting to bring you guys online here before I got started. So I haven't done a ton, but the farming is very familiar here. I've got sugarcane and wheat so far, and I do have pumpkins up there. Obviously, I've cut one of those to make room for the house, so we could switch those in to um, start some additional processing. But I don't know what I want to do with the farming yet. I just like the idea of this being our island, and we've got everything. Um, got the cows pretty well contained, although there's a few strays. We do have pigs and chickens, and as I'd said, I thought, you know what, we're pretty well set here. Let's just go ahead and sleep down here, and then we'll be ready to pop in the boat. Go. There's our boat. I kicked it away from the dock here as I was expanding it a bit, just to make room for more chests. So I have gone and checked the chest here. Uh, at the time, it was okay stuff. I think it was a couple iron ingots, an iron pickaxe, and some lapis. Nothing super remarkable. Oh, and I think maybe I have a mending wood axe hatchet. that I stashed in the chest somewhere. But it wasn't like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I think I'd also grabbed out a. Maybe that was that previous world. It's very tough for me to like. I keep thinking, oh, I've got some potatoes and carrots, and that no, that was in that other world. Um, all right, so we've got some plains, some flowers up there. This might be handy. Lake that's kind of just string of islands, but still very much wet. Home's back that way. Oh, maybe not. As soon as I say that, then they turn into one big continent. There are some horses. I haven't found anything to get saddles yet. I did get 2 leads, which are very helpful moving the cows and sheep around. More pumpkins over here. Kind of focused on the shoreline and maybe prone to overlooking ships. So we should probably go back and forth. Those are land lines on the edge of the drawn world. Little magma down there. Don't know. I guess this one's high enough. Yep, there we go. It's a little risky. If we get a trident guy, we're in big trouble. Ooh, take that though. Ooh, get out. I need to get my shield in just in case any said trident guys getting. Alright, let's go treasure hunting. Ooh, we're close, so we just need to go a little bit to the west, which should be back towards shore here. I don't know what this river is going to do. Ooh, there's some spruce forest. Now, we already have spruce, birch, and oak trees on our island. And I have replanted a few of each along the way. All right. This one got buried up on the hill. Oh, we're close. All right, shield. There. Well, that was easy. All right. Win the game. That's a good chunk of emeralds. Oh, just trying to do that. Another good bit of iron. And we'll take those, get some food. Still nice to have at this point. All right, well let's fill in our first treasure map because it will only help us in explorations. It's another good place for farming in particular because that's a lot. Often that's just more water, right? But this whole bit of the thing, kind of to the lower right, be encircled by this river. It looks like is all fairly low island. So if you wanted to do big farm stuff, that would be a good way to do it. Now, does this get us back out again? Maybe? Not the fastest way to do this, I'm sure. But I don't want to get out of the boat. Get my feet. Oh, back, 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 back. All right. That's something. All right. I guess get our feet wet after all because I want to cut back overland here. Finish out our mapping. All right, no blank corners. Here's our wood. Be a little careful around that bubbling lava sound. Or the best to hear that right as you're. Okay, I don't need to hold onto the map now. At least not in front of my face. Um, to me, it always seems like Spruce is a good place to find villages. Is that? Oh, I thought that was a torch on a tree. It may just be because they stand out pretty well, but there's some pumpkins. Those are foxes, not pumpkins at all. Don't mind me. Pigs. Bee. That's the first bee I think I've seen. Anything. Brown mushrooms. I haven't looked again to see if our mushrooms. I don't know if you guys were around when I planted the mushroom and tried to make a little mushroom room in my hillside base. If you can call it a base. It's kind of a bit extravagant. I don't know why I need that. I've already got 4 full rows of sugarcane. More sugarcane than I could ever need. Oh, what's that? Is that a mushroom? I keep thinking that those are going to be like a little bell or something on a house in a spruce village. Hmm. Then yeah, odd floating island with dangling tree. Deep water here. That looks cool. If we had some respiration to explore that. Ooh, is that jungle I see? Up. I don't know how we're gonna get out of here. Oh, maybe it's swamp. Hey, more swamp. Um, man. Guess we'll get out over here. Ooh, witch hut? It's a wild witch hut. I did think I heard a witch. Hopefully stuck. I've got nothing ranged yet, so. Alright, well, witch. So, island coming around counterclockwise there as we move on this shoreline. Yeah, we got, sorry, just checking here. Got night setting in. Just keep looking like maybe potential desert areas, but I think they're just sandy shores. Not that that's a problem. I mean, for any kind of current needs, we've already gotten good sand. So having already had our swamp, I don't. Oh, did I see a red mushroom? Sometimes we'll find those. Thought I saw a hint of red out here, though. Hmm. Yeah, if I can get that mushroom farm to work at all, this is slow. Awful. Um, be kind of handy to have both kinds. Although, as we said, the brown are more helpful. Some coal down there. I think we're. Oh, we got ice up ahead. Winter is coming. And it looks like some giant tree taiga over there. I don't know, what do they call it now? Like old spruce forest? Yeah, cows and all that would be good, definitely. But for the sake of the inventory, having already got that treasure chest stuff, I'm really just trying to get a feel for what's out here. Now, is that's a poppy, right? Dang it. Uh, get a feel for what we've got going on around, what we may want to come back to. Besides, I don't know. I mean, maybe you guys live for cow slaughtering. That's kind of one of those things. I'm like, yeah, all right. You guys have seen the area. We've kind of looked for anything exceptional, and now I'll come back and get cows. Um, should I do more of these brown mushrooms though? I think we're so far away. It's kind of the same deal, right? Excuse my hiccup there. Now that we know, we've got this giant tree taiga. We can. It's just lingering swamp. I can come back here off camera and grab up a bunch of mushrooms. Yay! But what we would really like to find now is a village. Oh, there's. Guess what? More lush caves. Excuse me if I don't get super excited. They're everywhere under my island. So now we're back into just regular taiga. So that giant section was pretty small. Big hole. Back to the ice flows. Come on, village. I know you want to be around here somewhere. But I do. I don't love it for a home. It's kind of a tough starter, although we haven't found any berries yet. I should bring back some berries from this trip if we can find a patch somewhere to raid, because they spread nice and quickly and are a good supplemental food. Not that I, I think we're going to be so far ahead with steaks here in a second that we won't need to worry about it. But having a stack to feed foxes with would be nice, right? All right, Foxy McFoxersons. You guys are the ones that. What? 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 That's a new one. Surface lush cave with snow. Okay. more magnolia tree. Kind of feels like they ratcheted that spawn rate up. And maybe it's just this world. I mean, this world, right? The last one was crazy loaded up with villages and temples. I mean, we'd found so much random stuff before we'd even really got going. And this one's a contrast to that, but compared to my main YouTube world, it feels like I have never since struggled to come close to finding lush caves. Pretty much every time I go underground, I encounter one. So, or mines, I guess I should say. It hasn't all been caves, but between the two now, it's like it's okay, game. You can have just some underground be underground. It's the scarcity that makes the other stuff a little more special. Now, is that a ship? That might be a ship and guarded by polar bears. Let's go check. Oh, and there's a baby polar bear. We'll have to be careful. Ugh. Polar bears, don't you worry about me. I'm just coming over here. Um, that one at least doesn't seem like it has a baby, so maybe we can. Hmm. Okay. Oh, wait, was this the bottom or the top? This was the bottom of the ship? These are the things. All right, what do we got? The wheat we don't particularly need. We really don't need much of any of that stuff. We definitely want the potatoes. Um, in fact, we could maybe put that away. Still take coal. Paper, I don't need at all. Suspicious stew, and let's put those away. We don't need that. I think I'll maybe hang on to the dirt just as a bonus. So I think we're good there. Again, I have a full field that I've already harvested once of wheat. So while we're not super overwhelmed with it yet, we're doing okay. And then if that's the small thing, and here's the trapdoors, the rest of the ship broke apart. We don't have other chests to go look at. Now, hey Salmon. Um, wondering about getting through. What? Get out of there, bucket. It's a very clingy bucket. Don't. Come on, boat. Sleep on the ice. Maybe cuddle up with a polar bear. That's where we came from. That's where we're going. Try to avoid any confrontations. Don't you look at me like that, polar bear. I'm just minding my own business. Oh, guess it was just that underwater. Looked kind of lava-ish to me. Alright, so snowy taiga now. Frozen river, perhaps? Oh, tree! That snow stopped us. So now that we're perhaps out of these icebergs, we'll just kind of cut through, see if we can find anything awesome. And I'm assuming we'll eventually get back to ocean. And then we can kind of drop a boat in and hope to find our way back. Climb the hill. More icy. Ooh. So does that mean that the icy stuff comes all the way around here? Okay. Easy game. Ooh. A crashed boat. Well, this kind of looks like it opens up in the distance, but I've been fooled by that before. So we're going to go down and try to wrap around to that village. But the greatest asset of the village are the villagers, and this doesn't look like ooh, it's exactly prime for us to. Oh, those are gravel. Um, there we go. All right, there's some coal. Mending fishing rod? I guess. Put all these away. We don't need to carry them around yet. All right. Now, where do we think that village was? I kind of think it was up this way, right? Kind of on the hillside. You gotta look so slowly and carefully when you're doing this. Um, Come on. I saw it from that hillside. I think it's up here, right? Pigs. Where's the hill with a village on it? There's another hill at least. Ooh. Y'all pumpkin seen a village? Hey, there it is. So the hope, I guess, would be something out there takes us out, if this is the best village option we find. Oh, take some iron. Um, we're blind. Just feel our way into this chest here. Alright. We survived our blinding stew. Blue bed. Light gray is my bed color of choice thanks to my sheep. Got those two. These villages in the snow are a little sketchy because you never know if you're going to go tumbling through a thin layer. Kind of like those pieces of snow on the edge of that roof line. That looks cool. Blame these guys for having a lot of furnaces. And beetroot. Alright. Again, I don't know how much full-on farming we're going to break into. And I don't know if these guys even would have carrots. But that's the last holdout here in this village. They heard I like soup. Here, have some beetroot soup. Beetroot soup. Sup? Yeah. All right, now that's an igloo. Just looking for carrots in that partially frozen over field. See wheat. I don't know, some of those may be carrots, but I'd have to. There. If I'd grabbed all that wheat, I could have made the trade with you. I have those. You have. I have those. I'd buy some carrots from you, sir. So all we have are armor smiths and farmers. Okay. Anybody see a carrot? I don't. All right. What do we think? Should I try to get... Let's see if this goes to open water first. Quickly. If it does, then I may come back and just snag a villager to start. Since we're all the way out here. But it's kind of going to be another situation where I'm going to have to stash them. And my little island isn't very well set up for just having them come into my house or anything like that. Unfortunately, I mean, they'd be welcome up there, but it's up a big hill. So, aside from like, placing a bed, getting them close, breaking it, placing it again, I wouldn't have a ton of. That's kind of weird. All right, this doesn't look great for getting them out. Well, it's almost night. Let me sleep. All right, there's our sun rising. I think this is all just weird dirt landscape, but let's go give it a look. As we generally head our way north, trying to get out of this large area icebergs. If we have to, it's good to know that there's a village there. I didn't jot the coordinates, but hopefully there's something a little more practical to get to. Um, Come on, game. We must be like South Pole, trying to go north to get free of all this ice. Here we go. Ooh, Guardian Temple under the ice. I'll probably get hit with mining fatigue. That should be okay. The only problem is if I have to break the boat again. But this, no, come on, let me out. Ooh, another boat. Another one flipped on its side. And I think this time we're getting the opposite. But this is where you can get big trouble with the mining fatigue. So we gotta kind of just chill on it. Sadly. Oh, and this is where Arvjip could come in and tell me to make a door, and I'd be like, "You're right, but I don't think I have." Ooh, I'm gonna be one short, aren't I? Dang it. Um, let's move this all the way over here, just so it's out of the way. Is there? Yeah, there is spruce here. Can I stand here? If that's an oak log. That could be an oak log too, I guess, but I hope it's spruce. If it's spruce, we're rocking, because then we can go get the deep chest without having to break a bunch of blocks. Although probably by the time I do this, the mining fatigue will be about ready to be done. But it lasts a long time. It's like 5 to 7 minutes. Oh, look at those slow wear lines spreading. It's perfect time for some more coffee. Take this moment to shout out all you VOD watchers over on Twitch, here on Twitch, I guess. You guys absolutely rock. Love seeing those come back up. If this ends up being an oak log, then I'll have to kick myself for not having used it to make the crafting table. Oh, that's a squid. Oh, you're sloshing around. This is rockin' entertainment. I really just want to jump down that hole behind me and go to the chest that's right here. But I started this, and now I'm like, if I stop, it's all going to go. The progress we're going to lose. So, and of course, the bigger problem is if we get in the boat and get stuck by the ice, we're just as stuck, right? Because then I've can't break the boat any a little quicker than this probably, but not much. All right, we're getting good progress now. It's starting to teeter. Just please be spruce, not oak. Oh, that looks oaky. Please be spruce. Please be spruce. Ha 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 ha. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Oh, Minecraft. All right, well, we can go down here. Get that. And that's really all we need. Um, so, yeah, southwest. That's like right back through the height of all the ice. Oh, we lost our mining fatigue, though. That's good. All right, get. Go away. Um, ooh, got a diamond. All right. You. Don't think I really want to get rid of these planks yet. All right. Back into the disaster. Um, check this is south and this is west. So yeah, right through the middle of all this stuff. And I don't know from that map, are we just headed right into like something buried under icebergs? Actually, there's the trees. Let's stick this way though. Oh, come on, game. Uh, go blind here for a second. Kill that. Something was running really hot. And when in doubt, blame browser and Twitch. Wow. Front page of Twitch. Very loud as usual. Alright, we're back. Drop this down. Alright, hopefully that will. Whoa. Why am I not in my boat anymore? Now, which way am I going? This way. This kind of stinks, man. We were almost out of this ice, but for a treasure, we could use some treasure. And we already got a diamond out of just that boat chest, so that's good. The dot is getting a lot bigger, but we are still. Oh, dude. No! What don't I want? Oh, man. Oh, this is awful. Here, look, we gotta. Don't forget the boat. Don't forget the boat. Don't forget the boat. Boat. Um. Good. Get my boat. Wait, what? Oh, because I put the bed down. All right, that can go there. That can go there. This can go here. Any day now, map. Oh, now I got all kinds of polar bear families again. Whatever those, I think they were my footsteps, but whatever they are, kind of makes me think it'd be cool if this ice had like a cracking, creaking sound effect. I don't know how many folks have had the chance to walk around on a frozen body of water. Well, it's a lake or a pond or anything like that. Growing up, I had lots of opportunity. We would often make ice rinks out on the little lake across the street from where I grew up, and take out the shovels. My buddy lived on the other side of the street, and sometimes he'd liberate his parents' big old gas snow thrower and um, just run it over the lawn of the neighbors in between us and like the little lake path, and then get that down because that, I mean, if it was at all deep snow, you really needed that. It was pretty substantial if you were just looking to shovel it. But once you had the rink, then just with snow shovels you could clear it back off again. Okay, we're good. We just gotta dodge these polar bears. We're like so far back to where we just were. Um, so yeah, you kind of needed like the snowblower to cut the banks, right? Like you'd wait for a big enough snow to um, clear the rink, and then the rink would be formed with um, just in the snowbanks, right? And so you kind of like make up these little snow drifts to make your boards in effect. And then if you got little snows in between, you could just go out on your skates and with a snow shovel clear it off pretty quick. It was he often wished he could skate your driveway when he had to shovel that off for your parents, but it was pretty good. Pretty good deal. The biggest problems with the homemade rinks across the street were putting your skates on was cold and brutal. Like you had to go down and switch on the lake, and you didn't really have anything to sit on. So it was kind of like kick off um, your boots and then standing on one foot, stick your foot in your skate. But my problem was I never like planned in advance. So you'd go down and like try to get the rink cleared off a little bit, and by the time you like stopped goofing around, your skates were all cold, and so then you're like trying to jam your foot into the frozen, leathery boot of your skate. That was never particularly fun. Um, what? What are you doing to me, game? What did I do to you ever? It's kind of cool map though. Maybe it's gonna be underneath all that ice. Just trying to fill out these corners here. I'm gonna watch out for baby polar bear there. Don't want anybody to get angry. Oh, there's my original boat. Hey, that even shows up on the map. Cool. The other the other thing was I remember this. I don't even remember the kid's name. There was like a younger neighbor kid. Um, moved in down the street from me and my buddy. Me and my buddy were in the same grade, and he moved in when I was a little bit older. Like we were already into grade school, and when his parents built a house on the empty lot kind of across the street from us, so it ended up being all like, oh yeah, we can hang out together and do all kinds of stuff. It's awesome. But it was. Ooh, let's have some of this beet soup. We can get rid of the bowl too. Um, Speaking of getting rid of, I don't see anything else that we have. Now, this is going to be a wee bit dangerous because I think this ice is going to want to refreeze. So I'm going to throw some torches in these corners, and hopefully that will keep our little hole open. I hope. Otherwise we're in trouble, because look at how deep this is. Oh man, I didn't even get my shovel Ready? Shovel. Oh, that was good. Okay. All right. Lots of space for. What? I don't know why it wouldn't take the iron. I tried to double click it. No diamonds, sadly. Could have used more of those, but I guess I got the one in the chest that had the map. All right, gold. We got room for these. Oh, the cod may be trouble. Oh. All right, now we really just need to get out of here. So let's go back through these woods. So ice is no joke. As fun as it is to reminisce. Oh, so I was saying, so we had this younger kid in our neighborhood that I don't think he lived there for an extended period of time. Don't remember his name, but he lived down the street, and we were the big cow, big middle school kids. Like, oh yeah, we play actual hockey and all that. He was younger for sure, um, and I think his mom had said, hey, can you guys help look after the kid? He's mom had to go do something. He's just bored. Like, hey, will you play? Let the kid play with you or whatever. And we were going out to play hockey on this frozen lake. And this was my friend and I were the ones that like he got him. I don't know, a couple weeks before me, and my parents were like, "Oh, these are the best things ever." We both had rollerblades when rollerblades were brand new. Like seriously, only in the Midwest and California, where the guy with the company was. And it's one of the few times in my life where, like, as it happened as a kid, but um, if you were out on like like I said, the lake that we played hockey on had biking and walking trails around it, and year round, even if it was winter time, they'd kind of run a plow over the walking trail, or it'd just be packed snow, and people would be out there, but you wouldn't be using your rollerblades in the winter. We'd use them from even before they'd swept the streets of all the sand and salt and all that kind of stuff, which is pretty necessary for rollerblading, um, until snowflakes were falling again. We lived on our rollerblades, and that that first year, people would seriously stop us as we were, cruising around and go, "What are those things? That is so cool." And, everybody knew what roller skates were, right? But this was a kind of next level deal. And so this here we are. We play one on one. If it was knee hockey with the little mini sticks that are like, I don't know, a foot and a half long, and like wiffle balls in one or the other's basements. If it was rollerblades in the summer, his parents had like a 3-car garage. We'd clear everything out and play like one goal out on the driveway, one in the garage, or in the winter on these rinks. And we we were old enough that we knew if you kicked a puck over the snowbank, you had to watch where it went in, because it would, kind of just make an entry hole into the field of snow that was the rest of the lake. And then it would keep moving underneath the snow. So you had to kind of like see which way it went in when when it hit the snow, and you had to. So you had these kind of like, and we'd really try to ice them down a little bit. These snow banks around what was our rink, and then that would kind of keep, if the puck bumped against those, it wasn't foolproof, but it would usually bounce back and stay on the ice. But you lift a shot a little bit, and it's way out there, and then you had to go and jump over the little snowbank and skate out through the snow, and basically use your stick like a metal detector kind of thing and feel around for the puck. And we learned very quickly, don't lift the puck. This isn't the place where you practice hitting the upper corner of the net. This is the place um, where you just shoot and try to put it low on whatever the little can or whatever we were using as a goal. Because one on one, right? You didn't have big goals. That would be too easy. You had to make it little targets. And I remember this one day, this poor little kid came out. He's trying to be cool, trying to hang out, show how he could play hockey, and he put like four of my buddy's pucks over out into this field of snow. We're like, well, where did you lose them? I don't know. What are you talking about? I remember just looking, and your feet would get so cold because when you're skating through that snow, all it snows like on your feet, and you're not moving as fast because you're just going, so you notice it more. I mean, that it's probably as warm, if not warmer, than. Oh, is this my island? Kind of looks like my island, maybe. Island had a little end. There's some swamp back there in the distance. I think we're home. Yay! Um. So yeah, we were just miserable, feet cold. I don't know if we ever found any of those pucks, and poor kid felt so bad. He's like, I don't know, and my friend is just fuming at like, I can't believe that he was so mad because you're kids. It's like I don't know how much pucks cost back then, um, but they weren't free, and we were pretty bummed out. They lost all the pucks, and that's it's the kind of deal. The snow's not gonna just magically go away until spring, and when it does, the ice is gonna go away too, and then your pucks are gonna be at the bottom of the lake, and you're never gonna find them again. It's not like golf courses where scuba gear people go out and gather them all up and sell them back to you. So yeah, that was our deal. But what I guess you're standing out on this, big old lake, and it's cold. There's no danger or whatever. But all of a sudden, the whole ice will just ripple with this crack, right? And it's the pressure. And even though you're on a thing that's 100 times worth of ice rink spreading out. You try to stay right close to shore where there's some break from the wind with the trees, but some crack just runs the whole width of the lake, and it sounds like the whole world is breaking apart. Very unsettling. So I wish Minecraft would add some noise of cracking ice and that kind of stuff when you're out wandering around on those. It would be good jump scare opportunity. All right, so we got those. Um, We want to store our potatoes and our beetroot seeds, and I think the bread for now. Let's go with these. That. These will go down to the treasure chest. So we got diamonds. Some more iron. That more than makes up for the couple of picks that we made. We are now doing very well on iron, plus a few extra little plugs. Got some more spruce and some dark oak planks. These go here. Fishing rod goes there. And then I've got chests. Let's take one of these down here. just because I don't really have a space for a bedroom and that kind of stuff. But we made one back here, so just make a couple little um, special item, outfits or gear, saddles, that kind of stuff can all go somewhere down about here. I don't know. Seems good. So, two buried treasure maps. When we make some frames, we'll hang those up on walls, maybe in here because it's kind of dark and bland. Let's check this. Has not spread at all. So do mushrooms not spread anymore, or is this a light problem still? I guess I can uh, try to block a little more. Do I have more? I don't know, more wood there. Wood? Maybe that helps? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe they only spread to dirt or something now, but I remember they used to spread to. Oh, maybe it's just stone and not cobble or something. I don't know. Don't know. All right, well, that was a very good adventure. Very profitable. Little long on the ice flows, but good nonetheless. Let's try to capitalize on that. We still got a little bit of time. And this time I think we'll just go up and out and around. I was thinking about just going off the opposite end of the island and heading east, but I think we're going to need to sleep pretty quick. So let's just go up and off that shoreline this time because we went that way last time, obviously. See what we can find. So yeah, if anybody's got stories or memories of, see, I grew up around a ton of lakes. I would say any lake stuff, but let's keep it to icy, wintry stuff. Have you ever been ice fishing? Have you ever driven on a lake that's frozen? Have you um, cross country skied or skated or anything else out on frozen lakes? Do you have winter where you live? Some people, that isn't an option at any point. Sometimes the water is so deep. If you live on an ocean coast, obviously, not many places experience frozen ocean all the way up to the shore. Just tidal stuff and all that makes it a little tough unless you live up in the Arctic. Um, Salt water, definitely a little tougher to get frozen. Mm, the beehive over there. Ooh, look at this. Whole new ocean. Maybe. Well, that's fun. All right, so this is a very good channel. Before we get too crazy, and I don't have any kind of marker blocks or anything like that, but let's at least put a couple of torches. Come on the entry to this so we know this is the way to get back towards home. There. I remember the first time I ever drove on a lake. I was in high school, I think. high school or like early college back for the holidays or something. And I had a fun old high school beater of a car that was like a hatchback, and it was like tan and brown. This is in the late 90s, um, early 2000s. So it was, it was pretty old. It was like an 80s or something car. A Bell, huh? Hey, take that. Not that. How about these? Okay. Some random stuff. So I think that will get us. It's kind of cool that like that tree and that tree kind of like they look like they're flexing like arm bicep curl things. So yeah, it was just wintry night, and I I don't know. From the car, I think it would have been high school. No, actually, both of those cars. I don't know. Anyway, I had this old hatchback, brown on brown. I called it the shitmobile because it looked like it, but it was fun, and it was mine and all mine. My sister and I had shared a car before that. Uh, she got rear-ended in on one like a turn into our neighborhood on a busy road. It was pretty dangerous to make a left-hand turn there because it was kind of on a long gradual downhill, but it was a high-speed road, and people wouldn't pay attention to what they were doing or whatever, and it would come hauling down this hill. And if it was ever bad conditions and all that, they just wouldn't give themselves enough time to stop. And um, so my sister got rear-ended there just as I was kind of getting to driving age, and we were going to share the car. And then she was off to college, and I got this hatchback. It was oh man, it was spectacular. Um, I think that was the one where I like the radio broke or something, so I had to like put my boombox at the bottom of the dash, or like underneath the dash to play music or something. I don't know. It was spectacular, but I put that poor thing through so many paces. Well, anyway, one day as I'm like heading out, and it's an evening, it's nighttime. I'm heading down to hang out with some friends, and it's like it's already full dark, which doesn't say much because now having just gone into daylight savings time, imagine standard time, middle of December or something like that. Really short days. So it was dark and cool, clear, and the lakes have been frozen for months. Not a worry in the world, but I decided, oh yeah, let's go do some lake driving. And the beautiful thing about lakes, they kind of have little plowed roads for the ice fishermen to drive out in their trucks or whatever, and go fish on the surface of the ice. But there's not um, I think technically they're closed at night, right? I don't think you're supposed to be out driving around on them at night. Well, I'm in high school and I know everything, so I'm out there driving around in the middle of the night. And the main appeal to that was, hey, there's no cops out on this road in the middle of the night, so I can't get in trouble. I can go as fast as I want. That's exactly what I did. Guess what? If you're driving on ice as fast as you want to go, um, unless you have special equipment, which my beat up '80s hatchback didn't have. Hey, there's another Guardian Temple, I think, as opposed to just the. Oh, maybe that's just a chest temple thing. I guess so. We see the chest. Is that a chest? I don't know. So yeah, I'll go middle of the night, and not middle of the night, like 8, 9 o'clock at night, and I take out my little hatchback, and I'm like, yeah, no speeding ticket for me. Here I go. And there's kind of a loop lane around there, and I just totally fishtail it off, and then I'm in just snow, unplowed snow in the middle of this lake, and I very quickly realize, yeah, when you're out in the middle of a lake, uh, careful, because if you get stuck, there's no one to pull you out of it. Okay, so this was our little. We already noticed that. That was the flowery forest. So we're going to come back around this way. Um, there's, I think, my island. So yeah, I got out way off the road as I failed to make a corner. I think I was having fun fishtailing and all that kind of stuff too. Um, and that's it's not the worst idea, right? You got to control your speed a little bit, but it's one of those advantages of growing up in a wintry place. You learn how to intentionally put your car into a skid and then maintain it or correct it, so you don't go doing exactly what I was doing. I of course was just messing around and going too fast and sliding all over the place, but you do learn, like, okay, if I'm sliding like this, here's what I do so that my car doesn't completely whip around and end up in a curb or somebody's parked car or anything like that. And so practicing that a little bit is a good idea. Don't do it in the middle of the night when you're all by yourself and go crazy with the speed. But I was having fun. It was harmless. I basically went, like, I don't know, 20 feet out into the snow. Tires couldn't get traction, but I had all the gear in the back of the truck. I basically had to get out and use the. Um, I had some spare floor matty type things. I don't know, rugs or something like that. That you can kind of just put in front of a tire that's not gripping. It'll kind of get you through that little burrow that your tire's stuck in. So I did that a couple times. Got back onto the paved part of the ice and took it much more slowly to get back out, and had a good laugh with all my friends when I told them what I'd done. Um, but yeah, very, very good experience to teach you, like, yeah, you may think you're in perfect control of your vehicle, and all it takes is just one little moment of loss of traction, and that can get compounded very, very quickly, to where you're sliding all over the place. And here in Colorado, when you get those, aside from, like, as it's actively storming, um, most of the time you're going to get those conditions on winding mountain passes, and you may find yourself tumbling down hundreds of feet of grade off the edge of a road. So you don't mess around with that a lot. Um, oh, now this village is gonna be it'll probably be abandoned. What do you guys think? Abandoned village? I don't see villagers, but I also don't see cobwebs, so that's good. Is that a cobweb on that building to the right? Or is that just through its doors and windows? See hay bales. That's a good sign. Hello, my villager friends. Villager friends? There's one. Hey, guys. They're always heckling me like that. All right, we got a stone cutter. I really think it's the game here that is starting to get all laggy. We ate all the apples that we did have. I'm going to have to grow these potatoes. I'm kidding. We'll grow them. So yeah, driving on the ice, getting stuck. I was a Nordic skier in high school, cross country skiing. Um, and just because winters were very wintry where I grew up didn't always mean that you had a lot of snow. You had cold temps, overcast skies, frost, and all that kind of stuff. But depending on the weather, you may not have snow until Christmas time or after. November and December weren't the snowiest of months. You just didn't get a lot of precipitation, but it would get cold and wintry. So for um, a cross country ski season that only ran until spring sports started, you kind of had to go where the snow was, and the place where it is when there's not a lot of it around is out on top of frozen lakes, right? Acts like a cooler or a refrigerator. So the snow that falls on the lakes lasts the longest, and at worst case, you kind of just pull around on ice because it's more slippery than the school parking lot. And yeah, it's a fun way to go about extending your winter a little bit at the front end. So we used to do that quite a bit, and would ski on the lakes. Gets very, very old and boring. We would, when people talk about like, oh yeah, think snow or pray for snow or that kind of stuff. As a kid, man, it was real deal. Nowadays, as a younger adult, I was much more concerned about, oh, I need the big dump of powder. Now, if it coincides with when I'm up in the mountains, I'm stoked, but I'm not. I'm not one who's chasing it. Um, or tracking the weather. Is it going to snow tonight? It's tomorrow going to be powder. We got to go. Skip work, skip school, and that kind of stuff. Not that I ever did any of that. I really didn't. Um, in school, I didn't have a car, so I rarely made it up to the mountains until after I'd graduated from school in Boulder, and was a young professional, and then I had a car and um, a pass, and could go up to the mountains pretty regularly. But even then, it. I don't think I ever. Oh, called in. I'm not feeling well. I gotta go. When I just wanted to go skiing, it just wasn't a deal. It was like either you got the day planned or you don't. And usually, well enough in advance that a big storm is coming that you can reach out to your boss or whatever and be like, hey, you guys good? I'm going to take this day off and go up to the mountains. It's so much. Don't be a jerk, like your your boss is probably just as cool with that as you are, and they're people too. They remember, even if they're not actively doing it themselves. Which I had more than a few bosses that were doing exactly the same thing as me. But yeah, hey, you want to go skiing? Well, I'm doing the same thing. I'm heading up. But I think usually when I was leading folks on a team, we had, if it was ever an issue or if it ever became one, we'd put an attendance policy in place. And that was, three people off at a time and pre-excused. And that was because we calculated out, we knew how many people we had to have to get our work done productively, and we'd allow that. And if you went below that number, it was going to be a real challenge those days. Sometimes it happens, right? But um, everybody everybody can relate to the day after the Super Bowl, or the day after New Year's Day is a holiday anyway. But some of those big, oh yeah, it was the day of the big game or whatever, Monday Night Football, and oh yeah, I'm suddenly not feeling good. So we try to plan around that, and that's where if if all the people on your team have are already notified that somebody's on vacation and had been planning it for months, or somebody else has this or that, it would be a deal. And even then, when I was a manager, hey, if you reach out to me and be like, I would really like to do this, and you handle it responsibly and do the courtesy of reaching out and saying, like, this is what I'd really like to do. Can we make that happen? Is there something I can help with? I would totally try to make it work, right? Like, for instance, skiing. Um, if you're trying to go up and get fresh tracks on a big snow or something like that, well, you may want to spend the whole day. If I tell you, well, I want to make things work, can you be in at like 2 in the afternoon? That'll get you 4 hours of skiing in the morning. You're going to have to leave at lunchtime, come back, but then you log on and get your work done for the rest of the day. And if you're willing to work a late shift that day, I'm happy to go let you get the fresh turns. And that kind of stuff works out really well. And it's that advantage where when you do that last minute call in sick, oh, I'm not feeling so good. I just can't make it into work as you're bundling up the car. Uh, it's just it's your peers, your coworkers that are the ones that are kind of left holding the bag for you. All right, so now we found villages, we got all kinds of them. Looks like we got a very religious town down here. Couple churches. Oh, those are light posts. I already see the villagers running around. I don't know, this maybe have to be an OBS stopper. Before we examine this, let's save and quit. I've been getting the encoding overloaded a lot, and I think it's OBS, honestly. I've already tried closing the browser. If the game doesn't, oh, maybe the game is the one. Ooh, big flash. All right, let's quit. Oh no, black screen of awesomeness. I'm just letting all the processes clear out here for a second, and then we'll try relaunching. Any moment now, it's going to come back up. As I understand it, I'm assuming all you guys have seen on the launcher stuff, the whole um, kind of a reverse deal. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know who goes by the launcher that doesn't have the game already, unless you're going to get the game, right? But it says buy Minecraft for Windows, get Java free, and I don't understand the comparison or the difference between Windows Minecraft and Bedrock. I kind of treat those as the same. Maybe there's some slight distinction. But I haven't been too clear on it. I've always played Java. I've had it for years. Um, and at least, from my impressions, that's the way the game goes. All right, let me get this window repositioned here. Um, but yeah, they got the splash screen going right now. I guess now that everybody's accounts have been migrated, everyone's kind of stuck, or they don't have anything more to market in that little window. So like, oh, we gotta market something. Let's market um, the fact that if you buy one, you get the other version for free, and it's kind of always been the way it's been. I don't know. Um, I assume that there's metrics built in where if you have loaded your they've got to count like existing Java users is 750 million or however many. I don't know what the I don't know, pulling that number out of nowhere. But they've got a user base of Java, they got a user base of Bedrock, and from somebody's metric somewhere, increasing those platform bases is huge. Now, it doesn't matter who's using what the most, but it it looks good on somebody's performance reviews. Hey, we've grown the number of Windows clients installed by bleh amount, and that's good on us. So that's kind of what they're looking at is, hey, can we get everybody that's already out there to load all the versions? The um, my concern as a Java player, and it's very idle. I know that Java is still strongly supported, and a big percentage of the users and players and the visibility that the game gets. So it's not going anywhere. I'm not trying to run around the sky is falling stuff. Um, stop. But let's do that. It does make me think as I watch, like, if they're able to say, hey, look, we've got X number of Java players, Y number of. Is this where we just parked and came in? Oh, I'm so turned around by this village. Y number of Bedrock players and Z number of Windows players, and they can eventually say, look, there's so many more, and I don't even know if that's legitimate. I don't know that they even publish those numbers, but if they can, look to their board or whatever the contract stipulations are, and say, um, um, Bedrock and Windows completely exceed Java, now we can ramp back the feature of the game for Java. That's when I'd begin to feel a little discombobulated. Now I haven't seen anything out of Microsoft or Mojang to put that in, and I know way back it was a part of the sale agreement that Java would remain, and that they couldn't charge like a subscription or anything like that to existing Java users, down, the people that had paid for it, because that was when when Minecraft was first made, that was a part of the deal. This is a game you can pay a set price for and have it, and keep playing for as long as you want to. You don't get hit again and again and again for renewals or updates or things like that, which is amazing. That's a huge part of why Minecraft has been the success it has been. I think I'm going in circles. I think we've seen everything we have to see here. So this is good. We've got another village to supplement our villager needs when we go to set up trading and all that kind of stuff. Very good. Do we see a carrot in this farm at all? I'm still getting the encoding overloaded. It's all right. We're winding up here, and I may just wrap up when we get back to base after this village. I think we'll go look for a watermelon, then come back through here and see if there's any carrots up. And kind of call it good after that. You can get a parrot. Just what we needed, a ravine-ish. Ooh, we need some of that. Did we ever get a jungle sapling? We did not. Let's first hunt for watermelon. Ooh. It's a bit sketchy. Sketchier. Sometimes these clearings are good for them. I think the village is there. Kind of hang to an edge here. All it takes is one. There. 2. Okay, now don't exactly need giant jungle tree just yet. Oh, almost had it. What about you? Can I get up you? No. Can I get up you from here? Ooh. Come on. Ah. I think this will do it. I don't even know if that oak tree may not even let us. Come on. Yeah, this is like a total waste. Because those trees aren't going to break. All I want is a sapling. Or a couple. Here we are back on the village. A smaller jungle big tree would be the best way to do it, like this one. I just need vines to go all the way up. Like that. Sadly, I have very few jungle stories to share. Unlike icy lakes, got lots of those. Jungles, a little less plentiful where I grew up. 'Cause, I mean, we didn't imagine that there were jungles when we were kids, but spent some time in Louisiana bayous. Um, and, the closest thing I think you can call real jungle. Well, as a young kid, I was down in the Everglades with my grandparents in Florida, and have uh, gone to some like wildlife preserves in the Panhandle of Florida more recently. But otherwise, um, Mexico has had some. I've done like the little like take the island trip and then go rent a scooter from a sketchy scooter guy and go peeling around an island. Done that um, before, where you kind of take the roads that cut through the jungle. That's very cool. But those again are kind of low island stuff, not nothing nothing South American heavy lush jungle kind of stuff. And um, Virgin Islands. Went down there for a wedding once, and that had all the like iguanas and stuff hanging off every tree everywhere you went. It was pretty cool. It's about all my jungle experience. Okay. Anytime you want to drop a sapling. Do I even have room to pick up a sapling? What am I gonna trade out? Seeds or sticks, probably. Jungle woods are worth keeping. Yeah, I think those are the two things, but I need to see one first. I guess we'll go sticks because if we do see a parrot, the seeds would be handy to make it a pet. Just clearing all these up so that the sapling. Oh, there's a sapling. All right. Now we've got this. Great. Sapling? All right. Now that has to get us some more saplings falling, right? Right? Maybe with these. That's an oak tree. Not gonna be much there for us. We're up to 2. I'm really just hoping that by doing these, any additional saplings will be more visible. Oh, there's one. Got it. Got it. 2, 3. Should get us up to 5. 5. Alright. Oak. Got some of you. Not that you're not a special little sapling, but there's one, I think. Yep. 6. I don't know. I kind of hate to waste the oak trees just to have a chance at some of those. If they're not going to decay now, we can maybe get them later. On a special wood cutting trip, which I'm guessing you guys wouldn't mind missing out on. Alright, this seems like a pretty good spot. Our inventory's full. We got some jungle stuff. We got some more goodies. We're going to swing back by the farm and just see if there's a carrot up there to make some kind of a decision tough. But seeing as that we'll be cruising by a farm and not likely to encounter any further parrots, I wouldn't mind trading out the seeds for a carrot. We have already done a beet, so we can do these. Not that we, other than growing some more, those look like, oh, there it is. Gotcha. Oh, gotcha. 5 carrots. Awesome. All right, that's as good as we could hope for. So now we try to find our way home. I don't think that should be too difficult. Go back past this village. And then hang a right. So as I was saying, I think once we get home and safely back, that'll probably wrap it up for me today. As I started off talking about with this stream, got a late night basketball game to go to tonight, which I'm pretty excited about, but I don't want to be nodding off as I do. So I'm going to try to get some of the rest of my day stuff done today, and then be free to enjoy that. And don't know what that'll mean for tomorrow. It depends how late it goes and what the outcome is. But fingers crossed that it's a good game. I don't know. I haven't seen a St. Bonaventure game this year. I know. But I'm looking forward to it. I did see when they announced the game, I think Colorado and St. Bonnie played once in the 40s, and I think Colorado won that one pretty handily, but that's not too much of a surprise because back around the World War II years, I want to say like 45 and 46, Colorado men's basketball won the NIT tournament twice. And back then, winning the NIT was a big deal. That was the postseason tournament. Um, there wasn't a NCAA March Madness type tournament. I think that came around in the 60s in its first form. So, yeah, the NIT is the long established older tournament. Now it's very obviously the second tier, right? It's you're not treating or turning down your NCAA dance ticket to be able to go get the NIT, boys. Um, but it's still fun. It's got some good history in it, and um, did we come out? I guess we didn't. Why don't we hit a ship real quick, guys? What do you say? I'm not gonna have any inventory space for any of this. And all that way for carrots. And they were right here all along. So at least one more carrot. Don't need the poison potatoes. Don't. Oh, I guess we do have the wheat. Why not? Not sure how I. Oh, that was because we just harvested that, huh? Let's do this as a reminder, and we'll come back out here in the next one. No matter if I come back and play the game, I won't come back to check these chests. I'll just leave them for the next stream. Maybe we can go pursue a different buried treasure map. That would be fun. But as we pull back on into the harbor here, I want to thank you guys for hanging out. Didn't have anybody chatting up live, so you could have full EMA access. Um, just hit that follow button if you're watching this VOD. Watch for me to go live probably sometime tomorrow, and then hop on in and let's hang out and chat about Minecraft or whatever. Um, I'm liking this world. I'm still bummed how the pewter platter went down. That was a good one, and I can't believe I was the one that just messed up the dragon fight by putting myself in a position to anger a whole bunch of Endermen instead of just one I was facing first. But you live, you learn. We'll be better for it next time. Lots of goodies though piling up. Look at all that food stuff. And the watermelon, we don't want to forget that. Over here, leather, bamboo, the iron plugs can go in the thing. The bell, the book, coal, iron plugs, gold, and now this is where I don't know what I'm going to do. This house is kind of limited, and what we may need to do is turn this little bit of wall section into an access back to a basement bedroom kind of thing, because I don't want to have to run over to the hidey hole in the thing. I mean, I guess we could put up a loft, but I didn't really leave a place for a stairway to go up to it. So I don't know. I don't even really have I guess here we could do like a ladder up into a loft and just have it kind of open back around here. So we just drop off. We want to come down. Maybe we'll look into that. I don't know. I think deep slate for the roof, and we'll probably go up a block or two, just flat. Maybe kick it out one, but yeah. We are unloaded. We are back home. While having just said that, let's go put these down in those chests that we threw down here. just to have them out of the way. And then we got this fortune axe, which I don't know if we go down on a diamond hunt down to deep slate, which I've got to extend both of the staircases just a little bit further. In fact, we never went down here. Let me just show you all here before we wrap up. As you can see, it doesn't go super deep, but it did get down to significant lush caverns, and we're at the top of the deep slate. So that'll just take some. Now that we've got loads of iron, can extend that down into the depths. See what we've got to deal with down there. Done. I was a little less equipped than the caving we just ran around and did at the beginning of this episode. So there may be a lot more in there, but I did a quick grab on the iron I could reach and that kind of stuff. So is what it is. But yeah, we'll kick those two down into deep slate. They can probably be joined up fairly safely once we get there. We've got this one heading out this way. Our house is up on the hill there, and the other one goes that way, so they can kind of link back together on a pretty straight shot, I would imagine. But that I think that's gonna do it. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, afternoon, daytime, morning, whatever time it is you come across this file. And remember, if you're just stumbling by and seeing these, whether it's on the YouTube or on Twitch, go ahead and hit that like or subscribe on YouTube. And if you are a Twitch user, come on by, look up Habbage, hit that follow button so you know when I'm going live, and we can do some chatting and talking as I play. Stay awesome, my friends. We'll see you for the next one. And bye-bye.